hernia. Can an abdominoplasty be done at the same time as the hernia repair? Yes. Does that question come up? Yeah. Is the repair bit not quite come on the screen probably? Anyway, that is absolutely fine, and that is normal, I would say, depending on the hernia. It's very common to have a degree of a hernia when you are doing an abdominoplasty. Sometimes you find it incidentally. Sometimes people know they've got it there already. And it is usually fine just to go ahead and repair it. Sometimes people have the diversification of the rectus muscles, where the rectus muscles, recti muscles are a little bit splayed apart, and they have a bulge when they lift their heads up, or they lift head up, or they lift their feet up. That is not a hernia. That's just a weakness in the abdominal wall. A hernia is actually a defect in the abdominal wall rather than a weakness. I guess it doesn't really matter much to you. You don't care. It's a bulge or whatever. So the patient doesn't care what you call it. It's a bulge. So they're both bulges. So can a bulge be repaired? Yeah, the bulge can be repaired. So that diverification is very easy to repair. If you have a hernia, which is, as I say, a defect, you need to close that defect. Now, there's different ways you can close the defect. So if you have a hernia on its own in other areas, often you have them in the groin, called an inguinal hernia, and you often need to repair the hernia by putting a mesh on, or putting something over to sort of plug the hole, plug the defect. If you have a hernia and you're having an abdominoplasty, often your abdominal wall tissues are lax, so you're often, as I say, you're often repairing that diverification. You're often able to plicate that abdominal wall, and so you can often close a hernia in the process. Usually hernias at the time of abdominoplasty are small periumbilical, just near the belly button hernias, little holes, little defects, which you can either just stitch, just repair directly, or I did one not that long ago, and she had quite a big defect, which we knew about that big. And I was able to repair it just by using the tissues there without using a mesh. If you're getting into things like using mesh repairs, then it probably, well, depending on the plastic surgeon, but it would be often you'd think about getting a general surgeon, an abdominal surgeon involved to maybe give you a hand, who's more used to repairing hernias, especially if you're going to start using mesh and things. We can do meshes. Well, it depends on your expertise. I've done a few meshes, but I haven't done a huge amount of meshes, so I'd probably get a general surgeon involved if I was going to have to do a mesh repair of a hernia, so if it's a significant hernia. But for a normal hernia, normal hernia, but not a very big hernia in an abdominoplasty patient, it is a routine part of repairing the abdominoplasty. And we do see people who've been turned down by other places because they've got a hernia, and I'm like, I don't understand. They make a big deal of it, and it's like, it's part of the thing. If you get a defect, just to repair it. So usually pretty simple to repair. But here we go. Khan's got a hernia, and having a tummy tuck will be repaired with mesh. There you go. Well, that goes against what I've just said, isn't it? Well, you can obviously you can, so that's good. So they're good on you, Khan. So yeah, well, if it is big, then you might need to have it repaired with mesh. So that's good. That's a good way of repairing a hernia. So so that's good. That's a live. Oh, I don't want mesh. Hopefully I won't need it. Okay. I've got a hernia and having it the time out. Will it be repaired with mesh? Sorry, I didn't read your question. I didn't read your comment properly. Will it be repaired with mesh? And then I don't want mesh. Okay, Khan. Yeah, I don't think you're my patient. I don't think. I know I wouldn't forget Khan Olia, that's for sure. So yeah, you better ask your surgeon about that. But if you're having a tummy tuck and having a hernia repair, you probably won't need a mesh. Yeah, probably won't. Sorry, so that goes along with what I've said. Well, we don't know if it goes along or not because we don't know whether you're having mesh or not. So it's my shirt look a bit. I need those collarbones in, don't I? God, you don't often see yourself, It's not seeing yourself. Anyway, so thanks, Khan. Excellent. That's what we need. Bit of interaction relevant to no. Yeah. No. So excellent. Yeah. No.